This is how to get your manual flying down pat. We want to go through in this video the tips, the techniques, pretty much how to do it. More so how for manual spraying as well. There's a lot of different tips and tricks to do with that. Obviously, to manually fly, make sure your drone is on. We've turned that drone on. We've turned the controller on as well. Now we are screen recording this as well, so we'll have a little photo of the screen up there. Now, what you want to do first is obviously make sure your drone's on and paired. So go to operation, because we're going to be in an operation when we're manually flying. I can literally just grab the sticks now and take off if I want, but I want to show you a few things to set up first before you do any manual flying. So we're here on the page now. We're on the operation page, we call this. Well, that's what it's called. We can go back at any time to the main page by hitting the top left-hand corner there, the XAG button, but we want to go back into the operation. So now we've got some info up the top right-hand corner. So we've got like how fast we're going, the height, how much water we've got in it, and those sort of things. One thing you want to make sure is obviously your battery. Make sure you've got enough battery for your manual flights. Make sure you've got 2 batteries in there, or if you're just doing half payloads, make sure you've got 1 battery in there that's got enough. Now, one thing you want to make sure though is that you've got positioning. So if you turn your drone straight on, within 30 seconds, you try and take off, it's not going to work. It's got to get enough satellites for it to take off. So you see at the top right-hand corner there, we've got a few different options, the battery. This one here is in VRTK. So if you have a base station or you link to a cores network or some sort of N-trip service, but here what we're using is VRTK. It's just a more accurate GPS system. We can change it back to GPS as well, but we find VRTK is just unreal for manual flying. Some guys operate off GPS for manual flying. It's just literally you turn it on and off you go, but it's just more, I don't know. We just have less issues with VRTK. You can change the GPS. I know a lot of our operators are using just GPS. So literally all you do is go into where it says positioning system, click on that VRTK, and we can change it to GNSS positioning. That's just normal GPS positioning. So we'll go out of that. Now what we want to do though, one major thing you've got to check is we want to set up our parameters for manual flying. So that's if something goes wrong, our top speeds and everything like that. So the 3 dots down the bottom right-hand corner. Click on that. Now you'll see there you've got manual operation settings. We'll click on that. Now this is where we can set up our manual spray settings as well. So, but I don't want to go into that just yet. What I want to do, I normally go right down to the bottom, return to home. This is where I find a lot of people have crashes. So they'll fly way out, a long way away. What will happen? They might go down over a hill or something like that. The drone will disconnect. Well, one good tip, it will follow, it'll come back and we'll try and come back. It'll come back. But if there's like a heap of trees or something on the way back, well, it's going to encounter those trees. It'll try and go around and use an obstacle detection, but it's not 100% guaranteed. What I like to do and what I recommend to everyone, go into this first, go to altitude, set up your return to home. You can see we're in that return to home section. Go down to altitude and speed. Now set that really high. Set it at 50 meters, 60 meters, or something like that. So it'll clear all those trees on the way back. So that if it does disconnect or something happens, it's just going to go up to a certain height and just come straight back. Now, you can set that. There would be an issue where, say if you're flying under things, so like power lines, so if you're doing spraying along power lines underneath them or something like that, obviously then you wouldn't set your return to home so high because it might go up. It will sense them, but it's just like a safety thing. We act as if we're going to turn the controller off and walk away and hope everything works. So that is just a big thing. Make sure you're going to be high enough to clear anything in case something happens. Now we'll go up to the top. We can set up some of our spray settings as if we're going to do a manual spray. So you'll see up the top here, it says spray settings. Standard on the right-hand side, and that's the spray setting. It says standard. Now if we click on that, we've got 2 options, standard and constant. Standard is, you can see if we go back to standard, it gives us the liters per hectare. So what that is it's like we can turn the sprays on now, nothing will happen. If we start flying forward, it'll start spraying. It works off, I think it's like an 8-meter swath or something like that. That's what it works off roughly. So it will adjust the pump speed by how fast you're flying. So if you go flying fast, it'll pump it out more to hit that, depending on what many liters per hectare you have that set at. Now, I normally, if I'm spot spraying, I'll just go over and go constant. All that will do is that will change it to liters per minute. So it's just constant. When you turn that spray on, it'll come out at a certain speed. Now, I'm going to change it to, I don't know, 18 liters per minute. These new Maxes now will go up to a top of 46 liters a minute, so very high. That's only with a 4 nozzle kit. I think the standard 2 nozzle kit is like, oh, actually, let's check. 32 liters a minute. So if you have the 4 nozzle kit, you can really pump it out. And then obviously you choose droplet size there as well. You can change all this as well while you're in the air. You literally just click on those 3 dots, go to the manual settings and do that as well. So we can do that. Now, remote controller flight settings. So this is literally, you know, if you want to go a little bit slower and not be so sensitive, we can just turn our top speed down. Top speed on these Maxes is 20 meters a second, but manually flying is only 13.8 meters a second. Trust me, you don't want to be flying at 20 meters a second manually anyway. Now, flight assistance. So we'll probably do another video on this because this is pretty good. So what it does is like an A-B line. It's like, you know, you'll go to a spot, press and hold your L3 button, then it'll set all straight lines. You fly down that line. Well, it will fly down that line. All you do is literally just hold it forward. It'll stay straight. You press L3, it'll jump over a certain amount, and then you can spray back. So it's like a manual assist sort of thing, you know? It assists it. Now, we've also got sense settings here as well. Depends on what you like. I don't like having them on because if I'm flying manually, I want to be in full control. If I have terrain following on, what it'll do, if I go over a tree, well, the drone will go up as well. So it's just good to, depends on what sort of situation you're in. I don't like having terrain following on when I'm manual flying because I like to be in full control. I would recommend having obstacle avoidance on though when you're first learning because it's just a backup. It's unreal. But the problem is if you're going in really timbered country and stuff like that, sort of like where we are here, it will be very sensitive and it'll be pulling you up. You won't be able to go too close to trees and stuff like that, which is good if you're learning because you don't want to be crashing. Now, I'm going to have obstacle avoidance on for this flight. Now, that's all that. So, literally now, if I want to manually fly, all I'm doing, now, before I manually take off, I'm going to show you, there's 2 buttons here on the back of the remote. So you've got this one here on this side. So you press and hold it, it'll beep. Now there's 2 ways I sort of say, well, that means now the spraying is engaged. It's not on. So if you just single press it once, you can see now it's spraying. If I single press it once again, it's off. So I don't need to press and hold it every time. All I do is just a short little press, spraying on, short little press again, spraying off. It'll tell you on here as well. Now you can toggle this, like this is if you have a look here, there's a little button here you can toggle. So you can toggle this up and down. That'll change your flow rates. So that'll change, you know, it'll go, change it from, say, if you're doing 15 liters a minute, it'll change it up to 20. You can adjust that. Your other one on this side is your camera. So that's if you want to look up and down and those sort of things. Now, I would just recommend just using this on the left-hand side. Now, to manually fly, all we're doing, diagonally down, you can go diagonally down and in or diagonally down and out. Depends on what you prefer. I go diagonally down in. So it'll do a start spinning, and then literally just throttle up. I'm going to move it away so I can still talk to you. Like that. So I can turn the camera on it here down the bottom left-hand corner as well. You can see it down the, I can make it a full screen. I can just go back to a little screen, depends on what you want to do. These Maxes have pretty good cameras now, so a lot of people do use cameras when you're manually flying. Now, obviously, if I want to spray, all I'm doing is pressing that button once. And you'll see now, it's spraying out there. Easy as that. Spray, turn it off. You move forward to the next spot, and then you press it again, spraying on. So you can see there, and we can change, you know, if we want to do it different droplets or if we want to do different outputs and stuff, all we do down the bottom left-hand corner here, there's like little bars, we click on that, we can change the, you know, we can go to a 1500 micron droplet or a 70 micron droplet. We go to 15, go confirm. So now that'll just change. So next time we press that, now it's a 1500 micron droplet. So she keeps talking to me because I keep turning it on and off. So you can see here on the controller as well, we have a blue line, that's where we've flown, and then a shaded blue of where we've actually sprayed. So unreal for like keeping in track of where you've sprayed and stuff like that. Not just marking a line. It's a nice big it's like a marker, a pen marker of like a highlighter, sorry, a highlighter of where you've sprayed. So if you're spraying just sections, you can see where those sections are. Right, so that's just a basic run through. Well, I wouldn't still call it so basic. That's it really of how to manually fly. Simple. One thing to keep an eye on is your battery levels. I like to always have my battery level. You can see when they come out of the thing, coming out of the box, the return to home is at 15%. So it'll start yelling at you at 15%. In automation, it'll land at 15%, but I'd change that to 25%. It just gives you extra room to move. If you're a kilometer away and it's starting to yell at you that it's 25% and you're too busy, you didn't even look at the remote or something like that to see what the battery is, it's just a warning so you can see it. It will, in automation, obviously, it'll always do an automated, it'll come back, land and everything like that. You don't have to worry about it. Manual flying, you can run these things out and you can do an emergency land. Like, you can just keep it out there until like 5% and it'll do an emergency land. So do not run it lower than, look, I'm going to say lower than 20% because I want you to preserve your batteries as long as you can. If you drain them lower than 20%, you're going to get less life out of your batteries. So keep them higher than that 20%. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. We'll get on to the next video. That's manual spraying. Easy as that. It's an unreal system to fly. This one, get in touch if you want one.